Dear Esogene Enjoy, thank you for your interest in wanting to come to Canada. After careful review of your application, I'm sorry you did not meet the requirement, and based on this, I'm refusing your application. Well, if it was only that, well, maybe it would have been better a little bit. But then I had that and I had other issues, and I literally shut down. Hi guys, this is SA. You're welcome again to my channel. And like I always say, I'll keep on begging people to subscribe. Don't just be watching my video, don't be watching this fine girl like that, be subscribing. So in today's video, today's video is totally unscripted, like nothing. I just want to share my experience with you. And it's a very, very vulnerable something to do. But then I feel somebody needs to hear this because a lot of people, you know, apply for something, not just in terms of visa. You know, you want to do something, maybe you are trying to get your admission or trying to get a scholarship and you apply, you keep on getting rejected. And sometimes when some persons message me and say, oh, yes, I was rejected, the first thing I tell them is, look, I've been there before. And I know what it's like, and I know how it feels for you to put your heart and soul into something, put your resources into it, and at the end of the day, you don't get a positive reply. And so people apply again and again and again and again. Now, for my own story, it was quite different because I also had medical issues as at that time. And so I literally shut down. A lot of people don't know that I was in I just think, oh, Essie just woke up one day and said you want to come to Canada, you apply, and you appear in Canada like this. Bam. It wasn't like that. Um, so when I first applied, I I was denied based on family ties and purpose of visit, which I actually corrected in my next application. But I'm not going to be sharing with you so much about application. There are a lot of videos that I talk about reason for denial and all the rest. Go watch those videos. I'm going to be sharing with you the emotional thing that I went through, being denied, picking myself back up and going again. And I know that it's going to help somebody right there, right? So may not necessarily be that you're going to have to apply for a visa. It could be that maybe you're going to do something because life is about sometimes life will test your ability that to ask you how bad do you want it. So I was really passionate about coming to Canada, and I'm like, oh my god. And after God made a way for my family, and I was so passionate and everything. After I'm doing that for my service, I was just processing and processing and processing. After my youth service, I started processing it. No, even before my youth service, rather. Before when I was 7. And I started doing that. And afterwards, the whole thing was going smoothly, let me call it that. And I remember vividly where I was doing my biometrics at VFS Lagos. As at that time, they were still collecting paper applications. It's not now that COVID came and everything was basically done online. And so I was at VFS that day, and the whole thing was really stressful. And I remember vividly that day I started having menstrual cramps, and my period came that day, and I was bleeding. I wanted to run mad. I couldn't leave. And as at that time, VFS Lagos was so slow, and I was submitting application and I was doing biometric the same day again. So I spent hours there. So I had to run out to get something to hold myself. But I was, yes, as a lady, when you're period, I was so uncomfortable. I was very uncomfortable. And I remember I was like, say, God, please don't let this effort be in vain. And afterwards, I went, everything went smoothly until when the health issue came. And the health issue will be a video for another day. That's a video for that day entirely. And then when I got the denial, I was going to the hospital every single day for 9 months at a go, 9 good months. And then upon the hospital thing, visa issue came. As at that time, I just shut down. Like I literally shut down. I shut down everything around me. I shut down. In fact, I don't want to say my life work. I was muted. I was really muted. And after everything that actually happened, one of the major things I'm actually trying to bring out here is the fact that it comes with a lot of heartbreak. Sometimes it's not really about the money. Yeah, you're gonna lose money, but it's about that knowing you want something and you're going for it and you're being denied. And one of the groups that actually helped me was it was the forum, and we saw people saying, "Oh, people have been denied 5 times, 4 times. They keep reapplying and reapplying." One of the things I would advise you to do is don't just reapply blindly. First of all, get what's known as your GCMS notes. That will tell you the main reason why the visa officer actually denied your application. Then you will know how to tackle it. Because if you just reapply blindly, those letters are sent to you if they are being denied, is they are letters of actually stating that you are um, there are general reasons really. There are no specific reason. But what a GCMS need to do for you is like they tell you the specific reason why this happened. And so that period of my life, I was actually not really about the visa. It was basically about my health. I shut down, and one of the things that I thank God for that experience, because despite the fact that I was in my quote unquote hole, I was just on my own. People were asking me, I said I used to do that. People that really knew that I was like only my parent, my family, my immediate family, like my friends that they've already become my family. Those are the only people that knew that. Okay, I see. And they say I like, oh, she's sick, and yeah, my church member, because I was still going to church. And one of the things that happened to me was then not wasn't that I was not really close to God. I was close to God, but then I got to know God more, and I got to know the power of joy. And joy meaning that joy does not necessarily mean that, oh, everything is going to go smoothly and everything is going to go the way you've planned it out. But joy meaning that irrespective of whatsoever it is you're going through, you know that God is still faithful. And during those times, it was hard emotionally, even all wise mentally, and all that, picking up yourself again and going at it again. If you want something bad enough, you would go for it. So there's people that, they deny them and instantly they back out, right? But for me, I'm like, no, this is what I want. Like, this is what I want. I've always wanted is right from my third year, I'm second year in university, even before I went to university. And one of the things that I before I got the strength to fire again was that I had to find my joy. Finding my joy does not mean I was smiling. I was not smiling. I was not smiling. I wasn't laughing. I wasn't no. Finding my joy, meaning that I had to keep on reminding myself and singing to myself that God was too faithful to fail. God was able. God is able. And I had to pick up myself again, and I started going and started asking myself, okay, where exactly did I miss it? Where exactly did I go wrong? And I was doing that, and actually that's the thing. Get a GCMS. I got a GCMS note. I got to know, okay, this is when my application went wrong. I know, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to add more documents. I'm going to add this document, make it stronger, and a whole lot of other things. And so I that's what I did. But for more importantly, for some people now, what I'm saying is there's sometimes that your application will look perfect, quote unquote, and yet they still deny you. What do you do during those times? There are times that you might say, "Oh, I'm so qualified. I believe it's no wrong with," and yet you still get denied. So the Bible says that it's not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that shows mercy. It's God that actually shows mercy. And even if you've suffered, sometimes my mom always says something to me. She'll say, sometimes the thing that some of the most successful stories are the ones that have the hardest road path. You know, Many times people always believe, oh, if it doesn't work, that means it wasn't the will of God. Trust me, the fact that it's the will of God is a sign that the devil will fight tooth and nail. You have your own part to play, don't get me wrong. But the devil will fight tooth and nail to make sure you go out of that. Maybe you get discouraged, and all those kind of things will happen to you. And those things were just some of those things happening to me. And I had few of my friends that were just always there to God bless you guys forever. They were always there to encourage me. Most of them didn't know what I was going through. Sha, just nice, yeah. We shall be fine, Sha. And main thing that I got the strength and I picked up myself again. But the major thing was that I had to find joy. Joy is so critical. Joy is so critical because one of the main reasons why people will say they want to kill themselves or have suicide because they've lost joy. Joy sometimes might mean you are crying and you are still saying you are too faithful to fail me, God. Joy sometimes mean that you're going to be crying and you are, yet you just know that God will work things out for you. Now I'm not saying yes, I finally got here, and don't get me wrong, since I got here I've also had challenges, and I've got to know that sometimes if you're waiting for things to always be smooth and rosy and going everywhere, it may not necessarily happen like that. And if you're waiting for that before you're going to be happy, you will not necessarily be happy. I've had challenges here, big time, big time. So it's not like it's something that you just have to keep on going. So my heart is basically for those of you that have been in. I understand the psychological thing it does. Now, most especially when you put in those resources, those efforts, it can be so annoying. And sometimes when you've paid agents thousands of dollars and the agents, you discover that careless was made, you need to pull yourself together. Go back to the drawing board and ask yourself, oh, what went wrong? What went wrong? After you've done that, try to find your joy. Even if it means you just, I know not everybody on my channel might be Christians, but whatever it is, know that God is too faithful to fail you. God always has your back. And sometimes when you want something, when you say you want to become something, sometimes challenges actually come too along the way. Sometimes God doesn't always promise you a smooth ride, but God will always promise you that you will get there, no matter what it is, no matter the obstacles you face, no matter what. I was in there, I was almost getting depressed, but in the midst of all that, I thank God and God bless Apostle Selman. And after listening to that message of joy, I said to myself, the devil will not, even if I want to cry, I will cry to God. The devil will not see my tears. I will never. I'm not saying there are times you will cry. Don't get me wrong. But for the fact that you cry does not mean that God is not. You are not in faith, or maybe you're no. There's times you'll be. There's times I'm like, oh, I'm frustrated. I'm tired. I'm this. Whatever it is, you need to pick up yourself again, because winners don't quit. I'm not really a motivational quote person, but I know winners don't quit and quitters don't win. Is that not how they say it? So that was one thing that actually happened to me, and most persons do not know about it. That aside from my inner circle of friends, I knew, oh, Essie actually, not just in my inner circle, aside from my family, not inner circle, my family were the only people that know about it. Essie actually went through this. Essie actually was, she was struggling health wise and struggling and all the rest. And but in all, I just want to encourage, because I know about so many people, not just for visa, permanent residency, they may not give you an IT and invitation to apply. Other people around you are applying, and then keep asking yourself, God, what's happening? Is it because I'm not qualified? There are people that you are applying, or maybe you're trying to get admission, the school keep denying you. One thing you should know is that keep at it. Keep at it while still praying towards it. While still praying towards it. Never you. Now, one thing I'll always tell people, and I tell anybody that I always have that is applying for anything, don't confess negative things. Now, let me tell you one thing. One of the things that happened to me was I was already confessing negative things even before the negative happened. And so in my mind, I actually gave up. And when I gave up, so it's just a matter of time, the physical manifestation actually came. So no matter what the thing is, I know sometimes maybe what you were doing, you may not qualify for it. You may not be the best candidate out there for that scholarship. You may not be your application may not be the best. You might have one or two loopholes, but there is something called grace, guys. There is something called grace. Grace has the ability to be able to, that's not that it doesn't give you the license to be lackadaisical and lazy. No. But still, grace has the ability to be able to look at your flaws and cover it. And God still, by God's mercy, still carry you from where, despite the fact that you don't deserve it, to where you need to be. So don't give up on it. Whatever one thing I always did after I finished from my university, there was no money. I always tell people that this thing, like I would paste it on my rooms. I'll write, I'm studying for my master's in Canada. Uh, I'm doing this. I have this, like everything I wanted. And even though things went haywire at that period, it wasn't, you know, even though that actually happened, I was always confessing. So I'll paste it around my room. Then in Nigeria, I was confessing it every morning, had scriptures to back it up. And I didn't even, after I actually stopped, I was in cemetery, I stopped, but I didn't even know how it happened. And I was then, and I remember myself then, I said I was going to come during winter to Canada. And I downloaded pictures. I downloaded pictures from the internet of students. I was like, maybe like students in winter in the snow wearing jacket, and I just told myself that I'm going winter, like winter the next year. That was winter 2018. I did something really crazy, and something I don't really tell people about. So while I was going for one of the classes, I came back from school one day, and while I was, going for um one of my I was doing this professional course. I was coming back and I told my parent that I want to go to the international airport. And my mom was like, "Are you going to?" I said, "I want to go and see someone there." That I actually lied about that. But then I went to the international airport and I did something really crazy. So I just laid my hands on the internet, like I was just around that. So I said, God, by this time next year, I'm going to come to this airport and I'm going to travel out. Now, did I travel out the following year? No. It did happen. But it happened the following, like after the year, the following year. And it just show you how radical, how bad do you want it? And I actually downloaded pictures and I just started playing videos. Videos as in when you put pictures together and it turns into video, that's what I did. And it was in winter and I actually came in during the winter. So it's just amazing how little things you do then. And so despite the fact that the rejection happened, finding my joy was one thing that brought me out of that depressive state and brought me back up to fire it again. And I'm like, okay, why did I miss it? Let me go at it, let me do this, let me make this correction. And this time I'm sending you with grace. You're not coming back to be empty-handed. And yay, we got the visa. So whatever it is, even despite the fact, I'm not saying, yeah, everything is going so smooth here. I'm picking money from the floor because that's what most people always think in Canada. No, but I think about God's faithfulness and I decided to share it because I have a lot of people emailing me, telling me, oh, yes, I applied, I got denied, I'm sad, I can't go again. Listen, life happens. Life happens. But I always tell people that all those, life happens, but don't you control what happens in your life, right? Even though some things might happen that is beyond your control, there's some things you can do. You can pray, you can speak, you can declare, you can begin to say words of positive affirmation. You can begin to say and even if despite all that things, sometimes we still fail. Let me be sincere with you. Let's be realistic. Sometimes we still fail, but still yet we still go at it again. And some people that, yes, oh, Canada doesn't work out, maybe they go to UK. There's some times that you're going towards a particular direction, and that's why it's very good for you to know, God, are you saying this is the place you want me to be? Because sometimes that might just be God redirecting your footsteps. So sometimes I've had friends that, oh, they tried Canada and it didn't work out and they went to UK and they're doing great there now. So sometimes it might be, okay, God, what are you saying? Should I pivot? Should I change location or should I still go? Do you want me here? And the major thing is, as long as God says, oh, I want you here, or maybe you feel strongly that this is where you really want to be, then go at it. There are two people in this world that all things are possible with. I had that from someone. Two people in this world that all things are possible with, you and God. And someone said that if your faith says yes, even God cannot say no. So there's sometimes that even the time it may not be the will of God, but if you are so dogged about some things, is going to happen. I decided to just share that experience from my heart. This video is totally unscripted, totally not planned, or maybe I didn't have any point written down and all the rest, but it's from my heart. From my heart, sharing and knowing the struggle. Sometimes I know some of you are saying, oh, I want to come to Canada, I don't have the money. I don't have the money. Yes, but if there is a will, there will always be a way. Sometimes, people are saying, I want to do it, I want to come here. You just, as long as you are, I'm not motivating you, but just keep at it. Somehow, you will discover a way on how to be able to break in. Trust me when I say that. Somehow, even if it means you being patient, and patience actually pays. I learned the power of patience, and patience will always pay. You never lose when you're patient. So guys, I just swear to share it. So if you are watching this video, probably you've been denied a lot of times, probably you've been denied US visa, maybe you applied for scholarship, they didn't give you, all those many things that happen. You've applied for a job, they didn't give you. I think I understand what's like. Even when I got here, before I got my job, I applied. I saw thank you for applying many times. Trust me. So I saw thank you very much for applying. Thank you very much. I'm like, what's happening? What's going on here? So it's something that you just have to keep at it. You have to keep at it. God is too faithful to fail. And my prayer for you, if you're watching my channel, is that if you have the intention of coming to Canada, I always tell God, nobody that knows me will be denied. So whether you're applying for your PR or you're applying for your student visa, by the grace of God, you will not be denied. You are going to get it straight up. Come here, and no matter what it is, even when you get here, you have to. And I believe those things will train you also to be able to be dogged here. Trust me, life will test you here big time, and it's very easy for me to get very depressed and kind of very easy like this. So life will test you here big time, and those in Canada can be able to testify to it. But then coming here, you have to still not decide not to give up. I've seen people that are like, oh my God, I'm done with this abroad thing. I'm going back home because of how maybe difficult it is and all the rest. Not really difficult as past the grades you're looking at, but sometimes you might just feel easily overwhelmed. Like I said, very easy. People get lonely here and all the rest. Always find your joy, no matter what it is. Always find your joy. Joy meaning you may not smile all the time, but you may not really smile all the time. But even if you are crying, just keep on having faith and believe, despite your tears. Sometimes there's always a story behind every glory. You might need to want to ask the story. So before you see me, my friend will always say to me, I say, before you see me smile, ask me what is the story behind my glory. So I just sent that video from my heart, and I hope you guys found it really helpful. Let me know in the comment section below if you were denied and how you were able to pick up yourself after your denial to apply again, and if you're currently here in Canada, or probably it took you a while for you to get an invitation to apply as a permanent resident. Let me know how you're able to handle that. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for your time. Peace.